Misery loves company. You know what else she likes? Rankings. The welcome mat is out, so step inside if you dare because we're ranking the 13 ghosts.
We will never be accused of using AI because AI is not this stupid.
It's not this dumb. It could never.
No.
The layers of idiocrity.
Well, happy spooky season, everybody.
Happy spooky season. It is Halloween is soon. It is upon us.
Hey everyone, you're listening to Don't Be Dead. I am Derek.
And I'm James. And today's episode is called Misery Loves Company because we're talking about the ghosts from the 2001 horror remake, 13 Ghosts.
And spoiler alert, this is for people who we assume have already seen these movies, especially 13 Ghosts. So if you haven't seen it and don't want it spoiled, even though we want these like clicks and these views, don't watch it. But if you don't care, please continue.
look away.
Or
maybe just, but you know what? Continue, let it play, but just put it on mute. First spoiler, there's actually only 12 ghosts.
So I've got this fun ranking up. Hold on, how do I do this? That's not her.
Surprise.
We're going to add to the stage our ranking. Okay.
Yes.
So we have different tiers. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's 5 tiers, best to worst. The best tier, which is technically, I guess, like S tier is what you would usually call this. Iconic, even in death. This is like
even in death,
the best ones. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then we have Serving Spectre Realness. Okay.
I have not heard the name of these yet.
That's like the A tier. The B tier is the background boo. Okay. C tier is a poltergeist at best.
Ooh.
And
did you come up with these?
I did. And D tier is you're just a budget banshee,
Budget banshee.
AI could never.
AI could never. Right. That tier should have stayed alive.
Well, so what's funny is we just watched. We had a live watching of live. What is it? What do we call this? A live watch?
Oh, like a live watch party.
A live watch party for 13 Ghosts. I hadn't seen this movie in quite a while, and so some of this felt new to me. I hadn't seen. There was some stuff I didn't remember, or like certain bits of dialogue, or just like background on the ghosts, or even just what I thought the name of a certain ghost was. It's actually a different ghost. I don't know. I couldn't remember all their names.
Yeah, and they mixed together. They mixed together for me too. Yeah, absolutely needed a refresher.
Like the bound woman and the pilgrimess, I thought were
the same,
like the same or interchangeable. Yeah. I don't know.
I was like, oh, okay, which is hilarious because they do also they list them in the movie, and I still. Even when I was younger, it was like, I don't know who's who. Like, I don't
know. So I think as we do this, we should probably like read some background on some of the ghosts, because if you ever owned the DVD that came out of this back when this movie was released, there's a special feature on it that gives you the background on the ghosts. Like this interactive screen that pulls up, and there's these different like haunted objects. There's like a deck of cards. There's like a tiara.
Yeah,
I think there's like a baby rattle. There's like a nail. So like different things that kind of pertain to the different ghosts, right?
And you click on it. And
I
thought that was cute.
I thought so too. Some of these ghosts have really dark backgrounds though, so just fair warning. Some of this is kind of gruesome and kind of bad.
Yeah, right? And some of them were just like nothing, which was also weird to me. But we'll get into those.
Yeah. You want to go first? Like the first up, and I think we arranged these how they're what's her name in the movie?
In the film,
Miss Honey.
how Miss Honey says them in the movie.
This is how Miss Honey says them.
Yeah. The order when she presents it to the audience in the films. We're gonna go in that order. So who's the first one? Who we got?
The first one is the firstborn son.
The firstborn son.
Firstborn son.
I mean,
what's his background, James?
So, yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. So they basically described him as being a spoiled little shit, as his backstory. And he had a temper, And he's one of the ones that his story was just kind of meh. Like the story they told in like 30 seconds. Someone challenged him with a bow and arrow and he wanted to fight this kid. And so he pulled out a fake gun. The other kid had a bow and arrow and he got killed.
The
And
bow
so
and arrow was real, we're guessing.
it was
Yeah.
real. Yeah, it wasn't fake. And so we got a bow and arrow through the head. And like that's the end of his story. And I was like, so he was just a little brat who picked the wrong fight. And I put him as a budget. What was it? What's it called?
A budget banshee.
He's a budget banshee.
You think
for
he's a
me.
budget banshee?
Yeah.
Okay, now let me think about this. Like he is creepy to me a little bit. Like but like he's not necessarily threatening. Like what are you gonna do?
And that's why, like, he pops
Do you know
up
what I
a
mean?
couple
Like
times.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, the makeup was cute. That's okay, but he does nothing in the movie, and he's one of the least threatening as a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I got like nothing from him.
You know
in the
what? I'll
film.
agree with that. I'll agree with that. I mean, he looks. I would probably, if you were asking me, I'd probably put him as poltergeist at best. But budget banshee, I can also be argued, you know,
Okay.
and swayed that way. So
Budget banshee.
budget banshee.
He did
Okay.
nothing. And to find out that the backstory is that he just was like a spoiled little brat, he had it coming.
Yeah. Well, you might be the firstborn son, but you are last on our list.
That is right. Oh, she's punny. Oh, she's punny.
All right, James. Next up is the torso. What can you tell us about the torso?
The torso had a gambling problem. So he loved to gamble. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, he loved to gamble. It sounded like he started his own like business of gambling. Like it sounded like it was pretty legit. He was doing well for himself. And then the mafia showed up and was like, "You're going to put money down on this." And he was like, "Okay." And he did. And then that person lost. And so then the mafia went to collect their money and he had lost it all. And so the mafia made an example out of him. Whereas they put it in the DVD, they made many examples out of him because they cut off his head and his arms and his legs. And so he was just a terser.
He is in the movie when you see him, he's like, it was almost like he's wrapped in like cellophane or something.
Yeah.
Like saran wrap. And it's just a torso and like a severed head laying kind of next to him.
Yeah.
I thought like his character design was actually kind of cool.
He freaked me out.
He is creepy. He doesn't really do. He's not really necessarily threatening. I mean, you could just kind of step over him, you know.
Yeah.
Just,
but
like, girl,
I think he's
get
also
out of my
like
way,
Monet.
you know?
Move! You don't own the theater.
And I would probably run from the torso. If it was me, I would probably rank him as a background boo. He's not necessarily a threat, but like, I see you, you know?
That's exactly where I put him.
A background boo.
Background boo. Because he was scary. He creeped me out. He moved in a weird way, like the way his body just, and I think he's going at one point. I don't know. But it was unnerving, even though you could technically just, you know, kick that hoe punt. So
he's like, imagine, taking a turn down that one of those glass hallways and all of a sudden just seeing that though.
Except you would see him before you turn because it's all glass. But
not according to this movie.
Not according to this movie. That is very true. They are looking for people for long periods of time and cannot see them through the glass walls. But he was very scary to look at. That's all they had going for him though. So that's why I gave him.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about that movie too, as we were rewatching it, is how many times they did a slow pan of just an empty hallway, you know, or here's a room. Yeah.
Remember, you're in a house. Like they just like, and it's like weird, like laughing and like sounds like supposed to be scary the first time. Okay, fine. And then I think there was like 3 or 4 of them.
I know.
Like they had to pad in the timing.
Yeah, it's like we gotta get to 90 minutes.
Another montage of the hallways. Had some cool MTV editing.
Yeah, we don't have time to, you know, give another like ghost scare, have some of the do nothing ghosts. You know, actually do something, but we'll show you in the hallway. Yeah.
Yeah, have the firstborn son, I don't know, do something. Throw a temper tantrum.
I know.
No, they're like,
or like
hallway again.
Throw an arrow at somebody. Stab him in the leg with an arrow. You know, be a killer kid.
Nothing.
That's
what that bitch is last.
Next up is the Bound Woman.
Bound woman. So she was a high school Jezebel. Like she loved to have a boyfriend, and then she loved to have another boyfriend, another boyfriend, another boyfriend, which that's fine. I'm not mad at that. But she got cheating on her boyfriend with somebody else, and that boyfriend took revenge. So they found her new lover deceased, and then they found her later bound and buried under the football field that he used to play on. And that is a story that makes him sound like more of, which I guess the ghosts are not necessarily villains, like we'll talk about in the next one. Like they're not all bad people,
Right.
you know, before they died and stuff. So it's fine for her. But that's, yeah, her story is that she was killed by her boyfriend because she was cheating. And like we said before, she pops up like once in the movie and just does kind of like an action I can't replicate without
Why
getting
not,
canceled.
James?
And I don't know what she does, but she like we mistook her for like for another ghost because she was so kind of just thrown in. She's just there. You'd forget she would
Mhm.
you would not even know she existed, and if Miss Honey didn't go through all the ghosts and say the bound woman, and then they show her doing the action that I can't do, and I was like, okay, who are you?
Well, she's
So
got like almost like a noose around her, some kind of noose around her neck. Like she's been
yeah,
hanged, right?
it's something,
Yeah.
and like if you look closely, the thing is, how could you? Because they show her for 1 second,
Yeah.
but like her neck, I think, is broken or
Mhm.
protruding. Yeah, something around her neck, and she's bound. I think her arms maybe behind her, but creepy imagery, you know. But it not creepy enough for me to put her any place except as
You,
a bargain,
a bargain banshee.
a
You know
bargain
what she looks
banshee.
like? Do you remember a movie Never Been Kissed with Drew Barrymore?
Yes.
Okay, you know, like when Drew has the flashback of like her prom in the 80s, like
Yes.
that's what she reminds me of, like
That is what
the
it's
dress
essentially
and the
it.
makeup,
Essentially it. With the
but
pads,
dead.
there's some, but
Yeah,
dead and
yeah.
less interesting.
So you'd put the Bound Woman as a budget banshee.
Another one I got nothing from.
And I agree with that. I totally agree. Budget
Poor
banshee.
thing. She just wanted to be a whore. Like, what's wrong with that? And they couldn't even, they couldn't even, you know, elaborate on her being a whore. Because in the movie, you would have no idea. Because who is she even in the movie? She literally just pops up for 1 second and goes like, blah, 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 and then gone.
I agree.
Can you imagine? She just like, they're like, oh my God, who's that? And she just like falls face first on the ground because she's bound. And they're just like, oh. I just walk over like, okay.
Next up is the Withered Lover.
The Withered Lovers. So
The
this
Withered Lover.
is, we discover the wife of the main character, Arthur. So Arthur and his family had Christmas and they, you know, by the fire, and it was a lovely night. And they all went to sleep. But that night, a little bit of the fire that they thought had gone out burned down their Christmas tree, which burned down their home. Arthur woke up his wife, grabbed the kids, ran out the door, realized his wife did not follow, and the paramedics would not let them run inside. And so his wife died. And you find out, you know, in a twisty twist, that she is there at all because she's established as being the dead wife.
She's the fourth
Um,
ghost. Yeah.
she's the fourth ghost. And yeah, so she's like she's a great person, you find out. She's a lovely, yes.
I have a
Yes.
question though.
Oh, okay.
Why didn't she leave the house? Like, why didn't she follow them out of the house? What was
Well,
she
yeah,
doing? Was she
they didn't
getting the Christmas
explain.
presents? What was she doing?
They didn't explain it, and I was like, I wonder.
She got
Two things
lost.
I thought. Yeah, yeah. Where am I? Well, I mean, which is probably
I've never been here.
a
Yeah.
very real reaction to happen when your house is burning down. So let's not discredit people that happens to, because you know, bitch, I would completely panic and just where am I? Like,
And run up the stairs. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, just walk forward. The attic. So
I'm gonna hide from the fire.
I'm gonna hide in the attic. The fire won't find me. I thought maybe she also went for the kids, but got there too late and then got taken by smoke. Or do we think that Arthur's uncle set it up because he needed that ghost?
I
Or I mean,
think
because
that's the tea.
because
I
he
think
could have
that's the
just
tea.
gotten lucky and his nephew happened to have the good. No, I think he set that up.
I think
Which
you're
is weird.
right.
But if they had a behind the scenes that talks about like that talks about how the ghosts became ghosts, then why would they not say that? But it makes sense to me because the
That
uncle
makes
was
sense. You
unkind.
know what? I'm gonna adopt that belief system.
Cool.
going forward.
Good. Great.
Okay. So where we
Where'd
rank
you
her
put
though?
her?
I mean, I feel bad for her because she's just kind of in like her like hospital gown. You know, she's got
Mhm.
like a scar on her face. I mean, good
Yeah.
makeup work, but she's not a threat. She's there to like, she's really there to help, and she's trying to warn.
Mhm.
There's a part at the beginning when she's trying to warn her son not to come down to the basement where the rest of the ghosts are.
And
You know.
and this is so okay. I had her as a background boo.
Hmm.
And then I thought about the part where specifically she's like warning her son and talking to him. And I remembered that she was just kind of like, which you're a ghost. So I don't know what, if your voice can't get louder or you can't use certain words.
Speak up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's like, and he's like, what? Also, her kid was stupid as hell. Because the times that she did get a clear sentence out and was like, don't come in the basement, he was like, Mom, like, whatever, child. But I bumped her down to poltergeist at best because she kind of was useless. Like she didn't actually, besides the fact that she was a lovely woman, it seems, and her makeup looked cool, when she was burned and stuff. She didn't really do anything.
No.
And so
I would actually put her as a budget banshee, to be honest with you. Like,
ooh, wow.
she gave nothing. She was giving
She
nothing.
gave nothing.
She
She
gave
gave
absolutely
nothing.
nothing.
I would be fine with that too. I could be argued
okay.
either way.
I'm doing with, I mean, if you're okay with budget banshee, I mean, she can
Budget
give
banshee.
these two other like poor unfortunate ghosts or souls some company. And the budget banshee aisle.
I only gave her like a little bit of credibility because she just seemed so lovely, and I got at least like a feeling from her besides the others who I just
that makes she had a moment. Okay, yeah, we can bump her up to poltergeist at best. That
just a little moment at the end where she like comes out and the burns are gone.
Yeah,
that's the only.
She could have helped a little more though. She could have helped a little.
Give me a hand. Throw me a bone.
Yeah, like these other ghosts can like do shit. Help me,
right?
Do something.
Open the doors.
Yeah, let me out of here.
Let me out of here. Shit.
Next up is the Torn Prince.
The Torn Prince.
The Torn Prince. He has a baseball bat,
Yes, he does. He was like a star. I called him Slugger, and then they actually do say like, oh, his nickname was Slugger. He was like a great baseball player when he was younger. All the colleges wanted him, and he got challenged to a drag race, not the RuPaul variety, although that would be amazing. Can you imagine? Like it was a lip sync for your life. And he lost.
He lost. Yeah.
And he lost. So sashay away, and he left to another plane. It was like a real, I guess, like a 50s drag race where you like get in a car and you like race someone and you whatever. So
they loved to do that. And they were like, "This is for the the pink slip or whatever." Like they'd race and like take their
pink
cars.
Ladies. Yeah. So he lost, and his car flippity flipped.
Yeah, this is for the title, Yeah.
So you're the coolest MF in 1956. This was high school, junior year. So he died, and that's it. Like there wasn't much of a, there was not much backstory. I put him as background boo because he did actually have a couple like good scares. He was a threat with his bat.
He was swinging at Matthew Lillard. Yes.
And he was kind of cute.
That's why I would give him actually serving Spectre realness, to be honest with you.
I could be argued.
He was actually an actual threat. Like you couldn't just step over him like our background boo torso. No. You had to like run for, like he was going to bash your head in with that baseball.
Run for cover, mother.
So
yes,
in my opinion, I would say serving Spectre realness, especially since he died from losing the lip sync for your life.
Bat. Yeah,
it's up to you.
Yeah, so I'll go with that. I like that.
Okay, serving Spectre realness.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, he was very cute. Definitely a threat. It was the jacket for me.
He was a threat multiple times, right? Like, didn't he pop up like twice or so?
Yeah. At least twice he popped up. I remember like his baseball bat, like sparks would fly when it hit the glass and shit.
Yeah. He had some cool moments. You know who else had some cool moments was our next ghost, the Angry Princess.
Angry Princess. Okay, so
give us some background tea on her.
She's a darling.
Yeah.
but before she's giving in life and in death.
Yeah.
So she's like a darling. She's very self-conscious. She's depressed, doesn't love herself. She don't
She
love
don't love
herself.
herself.
So she starts to get like some work done. She's a little nip tuck, some plastic surgery. She ends
As
up
one does. Yeah.
basically, as one does. I would absolutely Botox for days is necessary, or just pull a little. Just it's fine. It's okay. So she makes friends with like a plastic surgeon, or she starts working for this plastic surgeon, and her payments are basically the surgeries. It gets to the point where she's so addicted that she starts to try to do them on herself, and she botches one. She botches her own face by accident, and she gets so enraged that she messed up and she won't be perfect now, that she actually butchers herself in a bathtub until she's dead. And when they find her, they say she was as lovely in death as she was in life. And that angry princess, for me, is iconic even in death. Period.
I agree with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her up there because I
Put
totally
her up there
agree. I think she's
on top.
probably my favorite of the ghosts. I love her character design. She just has those like, I mean, she's completely nude, but she's got those like slash marks all over her. She looks
Slash.
creepy as hell. When Shannon Elizabeth's character goes into the bathroom that she thinks that she's gonna, make her own now. And like, remember that scene? I was like, as we were
Can we
watching it
talk
during the
about
live
it?
stream, yeah, she was like she turned the tub on and she's like just splashing water on her face,
On
but
her
like it's
goddamn face
I'm like
in
on her
this
with her
house.
make. I know. So, but Shannon Elizabeth can't see her because she doesn't have the those like
Glasses.
the glasses on that lets you see
Mhm.
the ghost. But like apparently she's just laying there in the tub, the angry princess, and watching her do
Mhm.
this, and the
She
tub's full
was
of
angry.
blood. Yeah. But what's cool is there's this overhead shot of the bathroom while
Oh
Shannon
yeah.
Elizabeth is there, and it just cuts to where like you see the room like all bloody. I guess it's kind of like a throwback to when she was found. And I
Mhm.
never noticed it until we watched it in blood on the floor. It was written "I'm sorry," and I don't know why. Like it's kind of dark, but I thought that was kind of a cool shot. You know?
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot. The movie has beautiful shots. I
Yeah.
I I don't want us to move past too quickly the
No,
fact
because
that
there's a
Shannon
very cool
Elizabeth's
kill that she
character.
contributed to.
Oh, well, no, I'm talking still about Shannon Elizabeth washing her
Oh,
fucking face in a bathtub and smiling and giggling, but she over her makeup.
well, it
Eh,
looked like a Neutrogena commercial. How you like
right.
splash the water. Those
Why
like
were we
'90s. Like
doing
here's how
that?
you wash your
You,
face, and
Yes, slow motion. And literally she goes, ah, like that
yeah.
actually happens. Like in
I've
movies
never
when
felt
people,
water before.
right? Oh my God, this aqua's different. When you
This is
like
rich
meet a
people water.
character, this is rich people water. Yeah, no, it's filtered and distilled. When you go, like you need a character to go to a bathroom for a reason, they always have the character like go in there and be like, ah, I'm so stressed, water on my face, which no one does in real life. But they were like, let's take it a step further and have her be so excited to just be in a home with clean water that she's gonna go in. Like, obviously when I go to a house, a new house, I probably do turn the faucet on to see if the water comes out and is it disgusting? Sure.
Or
But I
you check the
don't
pressure.
check the
Yeah.
pressure, you have to ask questions. Is this mold? But you're not gonna splash water on your face. And I won't forgive her for that. And I feel like we couldn't move past that topic too quickly. But
I
like
did
you were
completely
saying,
agree. Yeah.
yeah, unnecessary. So the I'm sorry really should have was from Shannon Elizabeth being like, I'm sorry. Or the writer actually was like, I'm sorry I put this scene here. That's what that was.
We got to fill up the 90 minutes. Yeah.
We got to film the 90 minutes. So, because it was also slow motion. But like you said, with the Angry Princess, she has many moments and she contributes to a great kill that I'll let you talk about in a second.
Oh, sure.
But
Yeah.
even when talking about the other ghosts we've talked about so far, even if they are scary, now that we're getting into some of the top tier ones, they got more time. Like, to be honest, the kid maybe could have done something if he had more options, was given more opportunities to do something, and he wasn't. But she emotes so much because none of them have lines, with
No.
her face and her eyes. Like when Shannon Elizabeth is in the bathtub and they show her looking at the water and then at Shannon and then the water and Shannon, like there's a lot going on there. And for some reason, even though she's covered in whatever and holding a knife, there's like a sadness to
Yeah.
her. And I just like peak everything. This woman was fantastic. There is
I
also
looked her up actually to see.
Okay.
I looked up all these ghosts to see had they done anything else since then,
I hope they
and
have.
unfortunately, none of them have.
Oh yeah, you could put that ghost, like naked woman stands with knife, as a bargain banshee. But she manages to rise to the occasion on multiple occasions.
Yeah, she does. She does that. Yeah,
There's so many occasions. Are you having an occasion?
yeah. Do you know what you need? You need
Occasion.
naked woman with knife.
You
Yeah.
need naked woman with knife at your occasion.
But yeah, so the cool death that we keep referencing is that the attorney, the guy who's playing the attorney, who has perfect skin,
Perfect skin and his
gorgeous skin.
eyes. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I know. He's kind of what turns out he's like this sleazy character, and
My type. That's fine.
he's just in it for the money, kind of a thing.
Mhm. Oh, love even more now.
So when the house that the family is in gets triggered and all of these like doors, the ghosts start becoming unleashed. She's like one of the first ghosts that kind of gets out of her, I don't know, like cell or whatever, because the walls have all these like spells written on them to contain the ghosts in certain areas. Well, hers is one of the first one, like doors that pop open, and she walks out and she's face to face with this sleazy lawyer guy, because at this point he has the glasses on so he can see. She has a knife and she's kind of like approaching him. He's backing up.
And then one of the glass doors, two of the glass doors, I guess, close in on each other with him standing between them. And he gets cut in half from
like vertically,
like vertically, like left to right.
Yeah, left to right, whatever. How would you describe how he got sliced in half?
I would describe it the way I just did. And so
fuck you, bitch.
So he gets cut in that way, and his eyes are still moving
and gorgeous
and stunning when the front half of his body falls down, but the second half, the back half, is still there. And so they slide down at different times, and it is disgusting. And she just kind of stands there with her knife. She holds the knife like Michael Myers in Halloween 5.
Yeah.
She's giving Mike like that version of Michael with the knife in the hand. And she looks down and she's just kind of like, oh.
She's like, tee-hee.
Yeah, tee-hee. No, yeah, it's giving tee-hee. It's giving tee-hee. So it already, like, she already was the iconic even in death.
Yeah, she's the it girl,
Yeah. That solidified it. That actually was the beginning of it, because then we get the Shannon Elizabeth scene. Then we get, her popping up later.
Next up is what I thought was the bound woman, but it's technically the pilgrimess.
The pilgrimess.
Which she kind of looks kind of like a 16th century like witch sort of a thing, And
like
that's like her background kind of, right? Like she was accused of witchcraft. Yeah. Yeah.
And then they don't really say if she was, though. Like, they say she's accused of witchcraft, and then they burned her house down or something, and she like walked out of the burning house with no burns. And so maybe she was a witch, but then they put her in that stock thing, whatever it's called, and left her there till she starved to death. And we
thought she was still is locked up. Her arms are locked up in that stockade. Is it stockade?
Stockade, yes, that's what it is.
That sounds
right.
I
was like, stock. I don't know.
Yes, the stock market. Yeah.
Stock market. Yeah, no, it took a plunge.
Yeah, it sure did.
We thought her. The fuck? We thought she was the bound woman because they show both of them so quickly. But I don't know where she falls for you. But and you also thought she was called like that was Pilgrims. And it's the
pilgrim,
yeah. So I put her as a poltergeist at best.
That's where I was gonna put her, because she at least gave a little bit of a chase. Like she ran down the hall, like she was gonna do some shit at one point.
Exactly, yes. And she did look scary. And
I think her character design looks really cool.
Yes,
actually, like she's giving witch. The cool thing, like she has the stockade or whatever again that it's called.
She has the limp wrists.
She's giving limp wrists. Like she could technically be our ghost logo.
Yeah, she's giving how you're doing. So
I know. So I feel like if she had more screen time, she could do more. But yeah, poltergeist at best, I think suits her just fine. She's not a budget banshee because she didn't get her costume at Spirit Halloween. Like she actually made that herself. So
those other bitches just very little effort. The budget ran out.
Yeah. Okay. So next, and like for the longest time, I thought these two counted as one ghost because when they're presented, it's like they're said in the same
They're
breath.
said in order, but it
And
is they do show technically, I guess, each
it's
one.
the great child and the dire mother, but I guess
Mhm.
up first is the great child.
The
So
Great
what's their
Child.
backstory, James?
So the Great Child, well, it's interesting because they give the dire mother's story. They give them separate stories, even though they do, you know,
Appear
conjoin.
together. Yeah.
Yes. And they always appear together until they do the one-off situation at the end. But the
Yeah.
Great Child was
They
all
were
I put
circus people, right? Or
circus
carnival
people.
people.
Yes, there were carnival people. I thought I put more about like basically he was just like made fun of the carnival people even made fun of him. And he got pissed. Oh, I'm sorry.
They kidnapped his
They
mother
took his
as a
meme.
joke.
So
Yeah.
they kidnapped his mom. Yeah, that was hilarious, right? She died. So when he found out that his mom was dead, that they killed her, he went on a rampage and he murderlated most of them. The head carnival person, like the HBIC of the carnival, found out and had him kind of murderlated back. So
Yeah.
they said the backstory said killed beyond anything we could comprehend. But when you see him, he just looks normal and he has throw up on him. So if
Hmm.
the ghosts are supposed to reflect what they looked like when they died, then that backstory does not really make sense because the torso was cut into pieces and he's a
Makes
literal
sense.
torso. So I don't understand what that is, but it's you know what the Great Child he was big. He's a big boy.
He was a
He
big
wore
girl.
diapers his whole life. Wore diapers his whole life.
Are you about a size
And
14?
yeah, but
So where would you rank the great child?
I put him as a background boo
I agree. A background
because
boo.
he was intimidating to look at.
He's tall.
He's tall. The shots of him next to his mother were creepy. The shots of him, I think the axe, the hatchet that he used to kill those carnival people is like dangling next to him, and that was cute. He seemed like he was gonna be a threat, and I liked the design. It didn't go anywhere, but
Yeah.
kind of the same thing as the torso where we didn't get enough, but you were creepy. I was
Well,
like, oh, by you.
what I liked about them too is that they were kind of like a tag team. You know,
Hmm.
they were a duo, and they're like the only
Yes.
duo of the ghosts. And so if,
Hmm.
I thought that was kind of interesting, and they
Yes.
look creepy, and it does remind you of like stuff you see at a carnival. Like the freak show stuff, like
Hmm.
world's smallest woman and world's largest child, stuff like that. So for that reason,
Derek.
yeah, I think background boo, and I'd also do the same with the mom. I'd put them together in
So
background boos. Yeah,
the mom story
I'd put her
is
here. Where would you put her?
well, I would not put her there.
Okay.
Um, but her story is a little different. She was assaulted. She's a little
Oh,
person, and she was assaulted and by the tall man at the carnival, and that's why she has a gigantic baby man child. She was very overprotective of her son, and he became dependent on her, which is why when she died, he went to a rampage. But I actually put her as a bargain banshee
a bargain banshee.
because she did nothing. And of the pair, he was the one that looked intimidating. She doesn't emote with her face. She's not giving sad. She's not giving angry. She's not giving. She didn't gov anything. She just is standing there next to him. And so he is the better of the two, in my opinion. But I literally didn't think she was intimidating or scary or interesting. And so I put her as a bargain banshee.
Well, how about we meet in the middle at
Meet in the middle.
poltergeist at best?
Let's say she's a poltergeist at best.
Poltergeist at best. I think that's a
Okay.
good compromise.
Okay. I like that.
Okay. Oh, we've got some good ones coming up here.
Ooh.
Next we have the hammer. I think the hammer is really cool. It has an amazing character design. He looks
The
so
design.
creepy. Sad backstory, kind of similar to Candyman's lore.
Yeah.
He died at the hand of racists. I think you actually have the full backstory. Do you have
Yes,
something more
that's
to add?
basically what it
Okay.
was. Is he was accused? I believe he was accused of something he didn't do, and so some racist piece of garbage actually saw the Hammer's family and killed the family. So the Hammer went and killed that guy, and then the town found out, and then they tied up the Hammer I'm so sorry, I don't remember what his name was. They all had real
He
names.
killed them with his big hammer, though,
With
right?
his big hammer, yes, he killed the guy with his big hammer. They tied him up, and then they drove nails, huge hammer nails into his body and his face and stuff, and chopped off his hand while it was still holding the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, in the movie, he like has, I guess,
His
I say
hand still, yeah.
yeah, the muscles. He was very, very intimidating. He attacked. He's the one who I'm pretty sure broke Matthew Lillard in half, right?
I think, well, him and the Juggernaut. So at one point,
They did a tag team moment. Maybe
they
the
did a
Juggernaut
tag
was the
team, and
one.
he crushed Matthew Lillard's like arm, I think, which
Yeah,
allowed the Juggernaut to grab him and
gotcha.
break him in
That's
half,
that whole thing.
basically.
We just
Yeah,
watched the movie and I already forgot. But when
yeah.
he showed up, when the hammer's on screen, very intimidating.
Okay, so if you're asking me where I would rank him as far as creepiness, terror, or character design, I'm giving him an iconic even in death. Like
Okay. I
scurry.
I
Yeah.
had him as serving Spectre realness, but
Hmm.
I would be, because I had other, when comparing him to the people I have in iconic, he is great, but just a little less. But I'm fine with him being an iconic. As long as he's in the top two, I'm okay.
I think he's iconic. And the reason why is because, I mean, he was actually a threat,
Fuck
as
some shit
compared to
up.
some of these. He actually broke, but okay, so he
Yeah.
didn't actually
Yeah.
kill, you didn't see him kill anybody.
Mhm.
So, but you
Yeah,
did
you know
see him
what?
contribute. So that makes sense. Like serving
Iconic.
Spectre realness could make sense.
Well, I was gonna say you're more right with the iconic, even in death, because he does have one of the better moments too when like the door opens and you find out like, oh shit. I think that's when Matthew Lillard says like we're behind enemy lines or something like that. Like it's around that time that his thing opens. He gives great fight moments, and so I'm okay with him being
He just
iconic
feels
even in
like
death.
really imposing. Like he
Mhm.
takes up a lot of space in the room, and those like tight quarters. Like, oh my god, he's like, how do you get away
Yeah.
from that?
Yeah. So that's fine.
Um,
Iconic.
iconic even in death. Okay, there you go. Good
There
job,
you go.
Hammer. The next one is another favorite of mine.
Mhm.
Super creepy. The Jackal.
And this was interesting to me, is I thought the jackal was a female.
Oh,
And I just because it looks like longer hair and there's lots of screaming, like a screaming sound. It doesn't sound like any gender, really, just like a
and kind of a
incoherent,
smaller
whatever.
frame of a
Smaller frame, yes.
yeah.
So the jackal was this man that would violently attack women and had himself committed to stop attacking women. Sorry to say, spoiler, he doesn't stop. So he attacks more women and nurses and this and that, whatever, and they put him in solitary confinement. And they put him in a straitjacket, and he starts ripping and biting his way out of the straitjacket, hence the cage on his head. Then they put him in solitary confinement because they're like, this bitch cray. In solitary confinement, there's a fire in the hospital he's in, and he chooses to stay and burn to death. Like, there are so many layers to this man's story, and he has some of the best jump scares in the film, chase sequences in the film, fight sequences in the film, for like pew 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 pew. And I don't think it'll come as a surprise that I say he's iconic even in death.
I totally agree. And like the first time you see him as an actual threat, I mean, he fucks Shannon Elizabeth up. Like
Mm-hmm.
drags her down the hall, like holds her up on the it's giving like Nightmare on Elm Street kind of, because there's that whole
Yes.
scene where it's like she has the glasses on so she can see him, but her dad is with her
Can't.
and he can't
Mhm.
see anything, so he doesn't know so all he sees is just her getting dragged up a wall, seriously, like Freddy Krueger style,
Mhm.
and all these slash marks start to appear on her face. Her clothes are getting ripped off.
Show
Thing
them
is
boobies. Yeah.
just God, that was
And
so
they
intense. Yeah,
and the clever thing of cutting from the jackal to no jackal, so she's being pulled up the wall and sometimes he's there and sometimes he's not, so we get like a glimpse of what the dad is seeing versus what she's seeing. Like the editing, it's very late 90s, even though it's 2001, very late 90s MTV fast editing, but it works really well here. Like that
especially in
editing,
this scene. Yeah.
especially in this scene, it works really well in this movie and also in like House on Haunted Hill, the
Yeah.
1999 film.
Hmm.
I feel like a lot of other movies tried to copy or do the same thing. I believe this director also did that Fear.com movie, unless I'm mistaken, but it
Yeah.
really didn't work in that movie. And that
Yeah.
became the norm, is you just have flashes of things as a jump scare. it works really well here, especially with that scene, but also especially because the design is crazy.
So let me go ahead and put the Jackal at iconic.
And that's,
even
I
in
think that's
death.
why
Yeah.
originally I had the hammer a little lower, because I was like, he is great and intimidating, but it's still not, it wasn't there. But like, he's still amazing, so he's fine.
Last up, number 12, even though there's not really 13 ghosts in the movie, there's only 12,
Yeah.
is the Juggernaut. And this is the one that you
Juggernaut.
see in the opening of
Mhm.
the film. They're at a junkyard and they're trying to capture him, and he is not having it at
No.
all. He killed so many people in that opening. What's his backstory, James?
Yeah, so he was troubled from go. He was disfigured. He was abandoned by his mother, left with his abusive father. Then the father died, and he had a tendency to just, I guess, want to hurt people. And so, with no parents around, he started luring people into this junkyard and not only luring them to kill them, but ripping them apart by hand. So he would completely, which makes sense when you watch the beginning of the movie, and he is just like twisting and bending and snapping these people in half and sideways and left ways and whatever. One unlucky soul gets like stuck in the cell with him, and it's just doesn't go well.
Chaos.
Just chaos. So he is.
Yeah, he pulls that one
tall.
guy through underneath and like folds them in half the wrong way, kind of.
Yeah, he goes backwards. He
Mhm.
was doing a having a Jason Lives moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, like the deaths were, he killed so many people in this movie. He's the only one we get to see get caught in the cell.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure what it looked like when the other ones got caught, but I mean, I'm sure some of them put up a fight, but his fight was crazy. Like the
It
whole
was
body
gruesome.
count in the opening is wild. And then he still shows up later with his muscles out. Pissed as hell. When they killed him, because I think I even asked this, I said, what are all the holes in
They
his
shot him, right?
body?
They're
Yeah.
bullet
So
holes,
then
right?
the backstory says that he was like, it took like 12 police officers, like 40 rounds while he was living and dead, to make sure like that he would stay the hell down. So yeah, where do you put him?
I would put him as iconic even in death for a couple reasons.
Mhm.
One, the body count.
The body
He
count.
killed a lot of people. I think he's
Let
like
the bodies hit the. Okay.
I mean, I know the Angry Princess, she like contributed to a death, but like the guy getting split in two, but she didn't actually like stab him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy, yeah, he killed a lot of people in the beginning. He also, I mean, RIP, he was responsible for Matthew Lillard's character,
Yeah.
body in it, and he was imposing. He kind of looks like he's kind of like a Frankenstein kind of vibe to him, just because he's so big and hulky,
He
That
walks
reason,
fast. Does he run
yeah,
too?
he's fast. Like imagine that thing
Yeah.
coming at you in like a hallway.
Right.
I'd die. So for those reasons, I'd put him as iconic even in death.
Mhm.
What about
I
you?
agree. I originally had him serving Spectre realness because like
Serving Spectre realness.
Yeah, because he was gigantic and scary. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, he does contribute to the death of Matthew Lillard. Yeah, and then I don't know how I forgot that he is the reason all the people die in the beginning. So once I remembered, the whole opening is him. No, you can't show
He sets
up.
the tone for the movie.
He sets
kind
the
of.
tone.
Yeah.
He sets the bar
tone.
high.
Yeah.
And it stays that way every time he shows up. He's intimidating and scurry, and again, big muscles, 7 feet
Right.
tall.
Like,
with
would you rather
muscles
be in
and
a room
temper.
with him or the
bound woman?
The bound woman or the prince? The baseball bat kid.
Oh, well, he was cute. I liked him too.
I know what you mean, but like, who would you rather be in a room with? Him, right? Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in a room with the Juggernaut. So I'm saying iconic even in.
I was gonna say, what are we doing in the room?
Oh,
but yeah,
so,
I feel like I could run from the kid with the bat, but
yeah,
Juggernaut, like when he gets you, you are snap, crackle.
You let him touch you, it's instant death. Yeah,
yeah, he can.
He's like a Jason Voorhees. Don't let him grab you. It's over. Yeah.
Yeah. He felt like the most, even that, because the hammer did feel like a threat, and the torn prince felt like a threat, but he felt like the most, Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. You're not going to survive this.
You're not going to survive. Brute strength. If he gets near you, you're kaput. So iconic even in death.
So there's our ranking.
We did it.
You just want to run through them real quick. So for iconic even in death, we put the Angry Princess, the Juggernaut, the Hammer and the Jackal.
Yep.
Serving Spectre realness, we have our diva, the
Torn Prince.
The Torn Prince.
Cute with the jacket. So cute.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He deserves to be in a category of his own anyway, so that makes sense.
He can hit me with that bat.
I know that's right. Mm-hmm. We have a couple of background boos being the Torso and the Great Child.
Yeah, they were intimidating to look at, but
yeah, yeah, that's fine. We have a few poltergeists as best, being the Withered Lover, the Pilgrimess, and the Dire Mother. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're having a little tea party,
Yes, you know what? I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're friends. I can see them being friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just catching up. Like the bound woman, or not the bound woman, the Pilgrimess is like, can y'all please get me out of this by now?
Right.
Like, no, girl, it's cute.
Literally, yeah. Like it's giving fashion. Keep it.
It's giving fashion. It's like a Labubu,
It's like a Labubu.
And just a couple budget banshees. We had the Firstborn Son and the Bound Woman. Useless. But someone had to do it. So, and why not two of you?
Why not
whatever.
Those two?
Yeah. That's our ranking. I feel good about that.
I feel good too, and I'm realizing unless I'm mistaken, the only ghosts that contributed to deaths are the ones, the actual deaths in the movie, are the ones that we put in iconic even in death. I could be kind of wrong, but I'm pretty sure they all contribute to what's his face getting tossed in the machine at the end. But Angry Princess technically maybe we'll say contributes to the lawyer getting cut in half. The Hammer breaks the arm or whatever and sets up the whole thing with what's his face getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Jackal might not actually kill anyone. Came pretty
the Jackal
close, though.
Would have if
Arthur
wasn't rescued.
Yeah, damn, Dad to the rescue. Boo.
Well, and just the sheer presence of the Jackal alone, and just the screaming, the crazy hands, like the way it ran, like it makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes
sense. And then Juggernaut just, oof, what a man!
Those arms.
Just like put me in between and go, smash my face like a watermelon.
So what do y'all think of our ranking? Let us know. Would you have ranked these differently? Did we get some of these like really wrong? I don't feel like we did though.
I don't think we did, but like you can tell us. Meet us in the comments and let us know if you agree with our ranking, if you want more rankings like this.
We're open to it.
You can listen to more Don't Be Dead wherever podcasts are available or watch the full episodes exclusively on Patreon. Please leave us a review, and until next time, don't be dead. Can you hear Moses?
Nope.
Okay. You sure?
What's he doing? Singing? Misery!
No, he's yelling on his phone. Yeah, misery, coming.